Welcome to the show. I'm Jason Whitlock, and I'll tell you why Tom Brady's latest decision could have an impact on the Patriots' season.
And I'm Colin Cowherd, and I'll tell you why tonight's not only a must-win for LeBron, but the city of Cleveland. Speak for yourself on a Monday starts right now.
The city of Cleveland.
Their economy is on the brink.
Have you heard of the Cleveland Indians? All right, hello and welcome. We're joined today by a couple of NBA champions, Caron Butler and Eddie House. Let's start at Oracle Arena, where Steph Curry reminded everybody it was his house last night, dropping 35 points en route to a 41-point blowout of the Rockets, who got terrible performances out of James Harden and Chris Paul. After the game, Steph sounded happy to be back on track.
Obviously, it felt good, and you want to, use that energy to, show your teammates that you're here, you're with them, and get the crowd into it. But it's one game, and you got to have that same type of energy and intentions and focus in the next game and the right approach. So, did my job tonight. Got to do it again.
D'Antoni described this performance as a team as soft was the word that he used. What's your reaction to that, and how does that happen in a game of this magnitude?
He's right. We weren't as aggressive as we needed to be. We started off the game pretty solid, and then, we let them gain some confidence to end the first quarter. But just defensively, they didn't feel us, boss, and, it showed tonight.
All right, Cowherd, were you more impressed with Steph or disappointed in the Rockets' superstars?
Rockets, primarily James Harden. If you give me 2 years of data, it's no longer an opinion. If you do something for a year and I see it, and then you do it a second year and I see it, now that's a situation. James Harden goes into these playoffs, and in the playoffs, refs let physicality reign. They don't call as much. And Westbrook, who's intense, it drives him crazy. Harden, who's kind of passive and kind of chill, he checks out. This is 2 years in a row now where James Harden looks like the best player in the league in the regular season, and I watch him in the postseason, and I'm like, oh, he's checking out a lot. This is now a trend. I've got, 5, 7, 10, 14 games. It's not going to change. Refs are not going to suddenly start calling everything in the playoffs. You and I have watched this league for 4 decades.
Can't dispute what you're saying, but as a basketball fan, I was more impressed with Steph Curry. 11 of 13 in the second half. Got the shimmy going. That's the Steph Curry that plays like that, and there's no answer for Golden State. And so that was my takeaway. I was more caught up in Steph Curry's second half. And I know the game was over by the time he took it over to some degree because they took care of him in the first half. But to see Steph Curry playing like that again makes me think, man, Golden State is going to be very hard to beat.
Because I think, when Steph made that shot, the first 3 in the third quarter, I think that the momentum of the series changed. It shifted immediately. Because now when you get that guy making shots, not just being a shot taker, but a shot maker, in these moments, he's the X factor. You was able to slow him down for so long, and now with Kevin Durant, with Draymond Green, playing the point forward, bringing the ball up, exhausting his options, and he's having shooters spread the floor, the shimmy, he's feeling it. It's going to be hell to tell the captain going forward.
I was more disappointed with the Rockets stars and the way they play, because when you look at it, you expect James Harden to do what he does offensively. We know that. He's the leader of the team. But in the playoffs, you have to ramp it up everything. And what he is not doing is playing defense. It's too easy. They were trying to expose Steph yesterday. They end up exposing James Harden at the end of the game. And James Harden was the one getting put in pick and roll. James Harden was the one that was getting ISO, Steph going right around him. Sean Livingston with the quick in and out around the back to the dunk, and nobody else paying attention. I think teams, when you have a leader on your team, they go as the leader goes, like what LeBron did in Game 3. He came out and set the tone defensively instantly, and it seemed like it raised everybody's level up and their awareness on the defensive end. And one thing Caron, good defense leads to good offense at most times. If you're engaged defensively,
Yes.
most of the times you'll be engaged offensively as well. You don't try to get going offensively if you're not engaged defensively. And I think that helped Steph as well. He had to be engaged because they were going at him. He was definitely like the weak link. And eventually, all he needs to do is see one go down because he's a shooter. Trust me, I know. I'm a shooter as well. Once you see that one go down, that's it.
Worry.
Yeah,
worry.
but you know,
No,
I
I
know.
still am. I go out there, I'll shoot a lot of these cats.
You don't need your limbs to shoot.
But when I said this
look at the
last
wrist.
week, and when I said this, you kind of guys all rolled your eyes. You don't see a little Westbrook and Harden that literally, man. There's the regular season Westbrook and Harden. You're like best player in the league.
Jason, would you talk?
By the way,
How did
you don't see that.
This?
Here go.
You don't see a little bit of that.
Hey,
Westbrook
grab it out
in
there.
this,
Where's
bro,
your magic
like-
hat at? Somebody have me
But
magic
you didn't
pull it
see
out.
both of these ball-centric guards, when the game is officiated different, it does not affect Jason Tatum, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, LeBron, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson. They don't change Jason. Westbrook and Harden fundamentally, emotionally change in these playoffs.
I'm not going to let him do that. I'm not going to let
You
him
don't
do that
see
because,
that?
no, I don't see it because one thing that we know about Russ, he's not going to be out there a liability defensively. He is going to be playing extremely
Facts.
hard, and that
we're
helps
talking about
your
Harden,
team.
though. Tell me
Okay,
about
I know,
Harden.
Okay,
but
but you're-
he said he compared
I
them
got
to.
you.
But
I'm saying, and Harden has
But-
had lackluster efforts defensively. Again, you just said after you see it twice, then you know this is a situation.
Right.
It was not this series, and it's not the series before. It was even to last year. The same thing, like, hey, man, where's he playing?
If you
And
ran
all this
Houston,
year.
you wouldn't be concerned with what you're
No,
saying?
you're concerned, but it's a league that is in love with the three and the shooting and the scoring. And so Harden works during the regular season, and it makes you think he's going to produce in the postseason. I don't – listen, my problem is with D'Antoni and holding this team accountable and getting in their face. We were talking before the show started. I thought Eddie made a perfect point. After the game, he's talking about how soft they played. It's a reflection of his coaching. Again, the team looks just like D'Antoni to me, soft, but I'll just say again, Steph Curry. I was someone last week talking about weak link. They're exploiting him on the defensive end. He's not shooting well. That's why I was impressed because I think Steph heard the chirping and answered all the questions.
You'll never see someone pick on Russell Westbrook on the defensive end of the floor or say he's not competing. And once again, you'll never see someone use that phrase in the same breath talking about Russell Westbrook. Soft. Never.
This time of year brings us two things, graduations and Father's Day, and the gifts that go along with them. Before you buy Dad another tie or that grad a balloon that will probably float away, ask yourself this: does my dad or grad like wings or sports, or better yet, both? If the answer is yes, then get them a Buffalo Wild Wings gift card. Right now, if you purchase $30 worth or more in-store or online, they'll give you a $5 bonus to keep for yourself. That's a gift that gives back. How generous of you. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, to the east, where LeBron and the Cavs stopped the bleeding after two really lackluster games in Boston. Getting back into the series, they hit threes, 30-point blowout over the Celtics on Saturday. Can they do it again? After the game, Jaylen Brown called the loss embarrassing. Terry Rozier said it might actually be a good thing for the Celtics.
Look over the film, go back, see all the mistakes we made, and how can we correct them. We need to get our butts whipped, come back to reality and take care of business on Monday.
All right, who's it bigger for tonight, Celtics, Cavs?
I think it's bigger for the Celtics. And, you know, I get teased a lot on this show by you that I'm always anti-LeBron. I'm actually pro-LeBron, and that's why I think this game is more important for the Celtics. I never count LeBron out, ever. He's one of the greatest survivors going from childhood all the way through his NBA career that you'll ever see in sports. Until someone wins a fourth game, I never count LeBron out. I've seen LeBron get down and destroy teams mentally, physically, emotionally, every way possible in a Game 4 situation like tonight. If LeBron takes them out tonight and evens this series up 2-2, I think it's a wrap.
What
for the
happens
Celtics.
if Boston wins tonight?
It's 3-1. LeBron's been there before.
I think LeBron James will emotionally check out.
No.
LeBron's a blamer.
He's
a blamer.
He quit once. He's not really a quitter. He quit
No,
once.
I'm not saying a quitter. He is a blamer.
He didn't show up once. I wouldn't say he quit.
Well, but
that
when
series.
he left Cleveland the first time, when he left
Oh.
Cleveland the first time, Dan Gilbert said he quit on us.
Yeah.
When he left Miami, Pat Riley, it's been published, there was an article where Pat Riley said he walked into our office and I could tell he'd made up his mind. So both times he left, he made up his mind before it went public. He goes down 3-1 tonight with that roster, those contracts, no team options. I think they're done. I think LeBron's done emotionally in Cleveland with a loss tonight.
Not till they lose game 4.
I think it depends on how they will lose. If they lose this game close and the guys show up, then I don't think it's that big of a deal for LeBron. He wouldn't check out like that if it's a close game. But I think it's more important for the Celtics. For this reason, they're a young team. They've been struggling on the road. To win a championship, you have to win on the road. And they want to get this monkey off their back. They have a great coach, but the coach can only do so much. He puts you in position to be successful like he has all season. They have to go out and carry out their job. And I think we will see the maturation process evolving right in front of our face with this young team. You asking a 19, 20-year-old Jason Tatum to be the catalyst of your offense. You throwing the ball to him, ISO on him. You asking Jaylen Brown to give you money. He's a 20-year-old, second-year player, third-year player in the league. Terry Rozier, he's giving quality minutes. And then you have Al Horford, the anchor on the defense. It's more important to the C's because if they lose this game, I think it's going to be pretty this could be the determining game of this series. They lose this game, I think LeBron feels like the ball's in his court, and he's the best player on the planet, and they're going to get it done.
I think you look at the post game of the C's and the young guys, it's the tale of the tape. And what was important for me taking from that was they all was inspired, like we can be better. Like they're challenging themselves, like, you know what, we have to be better come game 4. They understand the sense of urgency. They understand that they play extremely well at home, but they got to be able to turn it on the road. And they got to manufacture that energy. They got to have the right disposition and the mindset coming into game 4. And I think they will. You know, it's the most important thing for them on the defensive end to try to slow down LeBron James because he's going to go for a monster night tonight.
Who's it more important to? Who's the must-win game tonight?
I think it's for the C's, you know, because they're a young club. You know, you get that momentum in Cleveland's favor going, you know, get a home win. That's 2-2. Now going back, LeBron smells it. Look, all I need 2 more wins.
Who's got the better coach?
Boston.
See, Lou ain't that bad of a I don't know why.
How can you go there, though?
That's not a controversial statement.
He's a champion.
He's better
No,
than
I'm saying, but you can't knock it like he's
Still
not
a
like
champion.
it's like
That's
head
not
and
what he
shoulders.
said.
He's not head and shoulders above C.
He's
Lou.
the better coach.
He's not head and shoulders though. I think Brad Seaman
Did
is
you ask head and
right
shoulders? Or did you say who's the better coach?
Time out. Who's got
Who's
the
a better player,
coach?
LeBron or KD?
Time out. I'm asking the question.
That ain't even a
It's
question.
right there. Some people
No,
think
it's
right
not.
there.
It's not
Who's
even.
the better
close.
coach?
Close enough.
Yeah.
Who's the better defense? Who's got home court in Game 7? You can't go down 3-1 and win this series.
Well, you know what? He did it in the finals.
He went down 3-1 to the Golden State Warriors.
In the finals.
Against better, you know, comp.
Kyrie was on his team. He had a second
They don't have one of the.
finisher.
They don't have a Steph. The Boston does not have a Steph. They don't have a Clay. They don't have a Draymond Green.
They don't
over
have
there.
LeBron James. And
Don't be sick tomorrow.